Hey guys, welcome back to Michelle's STEM Journey. I'm Michelle and I'm here today with another AMC Problem of the Week video. This week's video comes from the year 2024 10B Problem 14 and it deals with algebra. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and let's get started. The problem states a dartboard is the region B in the coordinate plane consisting of points x and y such that the absolute value of x plus the absolute value of y is less than or equal to 8. A target T is the region where x squared plus y squared minus 25 squared is less than or equal to 49. A target is thrown and lands at a random point in B. The probability that the dart lands in T can be expressed as m over n times pi, where m and n are relatively prime positive integers. What is m plus n? So starting off with this part where it tells us that the absolute value of x plus the absolute value of y is less than or equal to 8. So inequalities in this form, we should know that it represents a square with a center at the origin of the coordinate plane, and then the vertices are going to be at a length of 8. So essentially, if we have a coordinate plane right here, the points of this square would be 8, 0, negative 8, 0. It'll look like this. And then we can connect it. Okay? So this is what it represents. And then we're going to first, it wants us to basically find out the probability that it lands in area T. So to find that out, we can just do the area of the target T, like the region, the area of that region over the area of the entire thing, which is the area of the square. So clearly the diagonal is 16, so we can find out the area of square, which is 1/2 16 squared, which is just 128. So this is the area of the square. And now we can look at this part where it tells us that x squared plus y squared minus 25, the whole thing in parentheses squared, is less than or equal to 49. We should be able to recognize that this is going to look like a circle, because keep in mind that x minus a, I'm going to write it down, x minus a squared plus y minus a minus b squared is equal to r squared. This represents a circle with r, which is radius, and then a and b are the coordinates of its center. Here we have x squared plus y squared, so I'm going to write that as r squared. So it can be expressed as r squared minus 25 parentheses squared is less than or equal to 49. And then we can take the square root, which is 7. R squared minus 25 is less than or equal to 7. But keep in mind that solving for the inequalities when we're taking the square root of it, it's different than a simple equation as we take the square root, because keep in mind that it can be positive or negative. But then once it's negative, we have to switch the sign. So r squared minus 25 is also greater than or equal to negative 7. And then I'm going to move the negative 25 over to get it's less than or equal to 32 and 18. And then I'm going to take the square root of this to get r is less than or equal to square root of 32, r is greater than or equal to square root of 18. So these two, it tells us that the intersection of these two inequalities here, it's the circular region T that we're trying to find out. So for every circle in T, it has a radius. For every circle in T, it has a radius between the square root of 18 and the square root of 32. So basically, it'll look like this. We have a circle in the square, and this is going to have a radius of the square root of 32. And then we have a smaller one. Okay, and that's going to have a radius of the square root of 18. And the region T is simply just the part that is in between these two circles. So it would be that part. And so I'm going to represent it really quickly. The area of the bigger circle would be pi r squared, so pi times 32. And then the area of smaller circle is pi r squared, so 18 pi. And then I'm going to subtract these two to get 14 pi, which is the area of the red part, or the area in between these two circles. And that's what we're trying to find, because that's the target T, that's the region. And so I'm just going to do 14 pi over the whole area, which is 128. And then we can simplify to get 7 pi over 64. It tells us that it's m over n times pi. So it would be m is 7, n is 64. We can add these two together to get 71. So the answer is B, 71.